use the different elementary data types or data structures such as stack, queue, priority queue, sets and dictionary. Yes, till now we have discussed about these elementary data types. Now the time is to use this elementary data structure to solve or to represent a given problem. Here is the problem is going to war. This problem actually representing the card game within the two players, where the card is consist of a 52 card within the deck, and which will deal with the two players, player 1 and player 2, such that each player has a 26 card. That means the cards are equally distributed within the two players, and the player should use this 26 card to play the game. So what the game actually is representing, what they should do with this 26 card within this game, let's see about it. So the first thing is that the first and foremost condition is that when this 26 cards are distributed within the two players, they should not see the cards first. That means they do not look at their card, and even though they should not see their own card also. So they have to keep them into the pocket or keep them onto the table with the face down. And when they are doing this one, the main aim of this game is that the player has to win all the cards. Means at the end of the game, one player should have a 52 cards. That means he will going to win the game. So both players play by turning their top card face up and put them on the table. So how they will start the game? They should take or they should pick up the top card from their pocket and they should put on the table with the face up. When they are putting the card on the table with the face up, whoever turn the higher card takes both the card and add them to bottom of their pocket. So what is that? Once they put the one card on a table with the face off from both the players, whose card is having higher number or the higher rating of the card, that player has to take that two cards and it should put them at the bottom or at the below of their card which are present within their packet. The next thing is that how we can represent the range or we can say that is numbering of your card who is having a higher represent or the higher rating. So the cards are represent from high to low as A, that is ash. K is going to represent about the king, where Q is represent about the queen, where J is represent about your jackal, and J is represent about your joker, and T is represent about the 10 number, and remaining are 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This is what the range, or this is what usual we are going to be representing about the high to the low representation of your cards. And one should ignore the suits of the cards. That means the shape, the color of the card we are not going to be considered here. And next thing is that the both player then turn up their next card and repeat it. Similarly, they will continue with this game only, that is putting the one card on a table with the face up and see whose card is higher rating or the higher range. He has to take both the cards, and this game will be continued as one player win all the cards with him. That means this game will be continued until and unless one should not have the cards to play this game. So now here, where is the war? As we have seen, that is, who is having the higher card, he has to take both the cards and putting them into the below of their pocket, that is bottom of their pocket. So where is the war? So actually what will happen is that the war is going to be happen whenever we are having the card which is having a face up on the table, which having equal rank. That means the both card often equal numbers or equal representation. That means if both the players has put their card on the table with the face up, is having a number is 10. So this is what we can say, it is an equal number. Or if suppose the both players has put their card on the table with the face up as number 4, so both the cards number are 4, then we can say the war will going to be begin. So what is the next step, or what is the next scenario, or what is the next condition to deal with this war? So what they have to do is that they put one card, they have to take another card. On this condition, what the player has to do is that both player has to play with the next card of their pill facing down on a table and take another card with face up. So total how many cards on the table right now? We'll be having initially with the equal face, that is equal cards, that because of that the war started. The next they have to take another card and put on the table with the face down and take another card which has to put on the table with the face up. Now whoever has having the higher of the new face up card with the game, and all that 6 cards which are on a table, who has win the game or who has win that card, he has to take that 6 card and put them to the bottom of their card or his or her pocket. Next thing is that suppose that case, if the new face up card are equal as well, that means with the 6th number of the card is going to be have the equal, then what will happen? The war will continue. So each player put another card face down and one face up. The same scenario or the same sequence they has to follow, that is they need to put another card with the face down and take another card, the next card, one card, and put as a face up. The same will continue if the war is happen. So the war goes on like this as long as face-up card continue to be equal. If the face-up card is of equal number, then again this war will be continue until and unless no one is going to win the game. So what is the scenario? Who is going to win the game? That is, as soon as they are different, the player with the higher face-up card win all the cards on the table. So who is having the higher number of card, he has to take all the cards which are on the table and put them bottom of their pocket. And if someone run out of the card in the middle of the war, the other player automatically wins. This is another situation where who is going to win this war? If one player is run out of the cards, means he is not having any card to play the next round, so he will lose this game and other player will win the game automatically. So this is what the card game actually is representing. So it's very interesting, the card game which is there. So you will understand about this card game, a very basic game which is going to be played in the childhood, and you may know about how the game will going to progress within this. So what will be the data structure, or what will be the concept we should use to solve this given problem? Means what kind of data structure or elementary data structure we have to use to solve this given problem. Whether we should go with the stack, whether we should go with the queue, whether we should go with the priority queue, or whether we should choose any dictionary content or the dictionary sets we are going to use. That means dictionary in the sense of whether we should use the sorting technique or whether we should go with the searching technique. So that is what it is, hitting the deck. This is nothing but as an hitting the deck. So what is that? So what is the best data structure to represent a deck of the card? So we should find out which data structure or which elementary data structure we can use to solve this given problem, that is deck of card. And the answer is depend on how you going to do with them. Means how we going to be approach this problem to solve, that is depend on who is or which data structure you are going to choose it. Another thing is that what you are going to do with that data structure, whether you want to shuffle them, or whether you want to compare their values, or whether you want to search the pattern of the deck. So these three scenarios we need to consider while choosing the elementary data structure. That means whether you want to compare the cards, or whether you want to swap that cards, or whether you want to search the card within the pocket. So depending on that, it is which data structure you have to use is depend. Next thing is that whenever you are defining the operation of the data structure, it's creating what kind of result you are getting on that operation. It is depend on the what data structure you are going to be using. The primary action we need from our deck is dealing card out from the top and adding them to the rear of our deck. So here you might going to be seen about which data structure you are going to use here, as the game is going to progress in such a fashion it is that we are taking the top of the card and putting them on the table with the face up, and who is going to win that war, he has to take all that cards and put them bottom of their pocket. So that means we are taking the card from the top and putting them into the rear of their deck. So this is a natural natural to represent each player's hand using the first in first out queue we defined earlier. This is one of the scenario that is you can use the first in first out, that is the queue data structure, to represent such kind of a scenario. The next thing is what will be the problems, that fundamental problems you are going to be facing here, as it is going to be solve this card game by using the queue. So you need to think on that. That is not only the concept, it is taking the top of the card and putting them into the bottom of their pocket. So if such thing is going to happen, apart from that, we need to find out whether the cards are equal or whether the cards with the same numbers. If it is, then what is the next step we have to do is that taking the new card, putting on the table with the face off, and take another card, putting on the table with the face off. So this also the scenario, or this also the concept of your game has to be considered. So how do we represent each card? Remember that there have two suits and values. Means if I want to represent this problem to solve with the given data structure, I should remember that it consists of the two representation. One is the suits, that as I told about that the representation of the symbols or the structures represent on the card, that is club, diamond, heart and spades. This is what the suits which are represented on the team, which are represented on the cards. Whereas the values, as we know, that is going to be started from ash, from 2 to 10, and jack, queen and the king, which is more fundamental representation of your card game. So by considering all this content that is hitting of the deck, you were able to find which data structure is suitable to solve the given problem. So next we'll discuss about testing and the debugging. So most important concept while you are solving any problem in for the programs, first thing is that we should do the debugging, and after that we should do the testing on each and every value we are passing for the given problem. So first thing is that debugging, as considering about we don't know about what platform is using to debugging these problems. So since we are never get to see the test case on which the programs are failed, as once you submitting this problem on given platform, we are not able to find which test cases they have been used to find out whether our problem or whether our submission is correct or wrong. So the debugging is one kind of very frustrating things, where the programmer actually will not get at what test cases they have been used to check whether the submission is correct or wrong. So the programmer should basically focus on the submission, is that before the submission they have to test their program systematically, find out whether any problems or find out whether any bugs within the program initially only, and then only he has to submit the problem. So what the problem they have to find out within their program is that need to find out the basic errors which are represented in the programs by yourself, and find out whether if I'm using different kinds of content is going to be save my time, execution time, so that I can uh, able to submit my problem on the given platform. And these are the basic things which are used when you are participating in the context where every error or the every bugs in the program uh, the for the penalizing for your every errors. So that time it is very basic, that is you should thoroughly check your program before submitting, so that the program will not have a common errors, the basic errors, and it should execute fast so that it will require less time for the execution. So you will not have the penalize, you will not get the penalties for the such kind of problems. So where is the debugging tools? So the test cases come across with the execution of your programs. So there are several ideas goes into designing good test files. So how we can represent, how we can uh, solve a given problem with good test files are the test the given input. That means most problem specification include sample input and output. Generally you will find that the given problems are represented with the sample input and the sample output. According to that you have to design your problem, you have to design your program or design your code so that they matches with each other. That is one thing. And getting the simple input right is necessary, but not sufficient conditions or correctness. That means whenever you are having right input, which is necessary to represent, and where will not going to be have the sufficient condition to the correctness of your program. Next is test incorrect input. While you are doing your program, while you are doing your coding, before submission you need to find out the correctness of your input. That is, if the problem specification tells you that your program must take action on illegal input, that means the inputs are specified with the representation of your numbers only. So whenever the user is putting the character instead of your numbers, there should be the message should that is this is illegal to represent about the character. One should enter only the input. That should be checked before entering into the problem or entering the values for the program. So be sure to the test for such problematic instance. So one should sure about such kind of problems when it's going to be occur. That means it should be stored the mobile number. So it should be in a desert. If somebody the user is entering about the character, so it should shows or gives an error. So that is what the test incorrect input. Next is test boundary condition. So what the test boundary condition is dealing with, many bugs in the programs are due to off by one errors. That means very simple error or the basic representation in the code which will use the number of errors within the program. That means the declaration of your variables is in the program is not required for the remaining of your content in the code, so which will leads the number of errors. And if you are going to able to solve that one error, all the errors will going to be removed, or all the bugs from the programs are removed. So such kind of content or such kind of statement you need to find out from the program, and you should remove that one so you will not get the other errors. So explicitly test your code for such a condition. So what is the scenario it is there? So one thing is to find out such kind of problem or such kind of statement by representing as a empty inputs, or giving the one item or two item and value with the 0. So this is what the test conditions are there, where you can easily find out what the problem is going to be occur. The finding out, the giving the empty input, that means we are not passing the input to that particular text and we are going with the next statement. Or you can pass one or two items, so you will pass the 0. So on that input what the program is reacting, so that we need to find out. Next is test instance where you know the correct answer. That means you need to find out the critical part of your program. A good test cases is being sure you know what the right answer is. Means exactly you know about what the code you have done, and depending on the specific given input what the result should be there. So that instance or that test cases you should find out and check whether depending on your assumption or depending on your calculation, whether that input is giving the right answer or not. Your test cases should focus on simple enough instance that you can solve them by hand. So you should represent your test cases such a way that whenever you are giving the input, so that the sample or the given problems will be going to be solved, and it's not going to be required only the computations by the computers only, so you can able to solve them by the hands. So such kind of inputs you should pass and check whether it is giving the exact result or exact condition or not. So these all these things which are used to find out whether your program is correct or not before the submission. So these are the basic test cases are used while you are submitting your problem statement, or while you are submitting your solution to the given platform. Thank you.